Okay, we're live. Sorry, guys. Sorry for the delay. We had a bit of technical difficulties here. As you guys know, I mostly don't stream live, but it's all good now. And I'm very, very excited for this, guys. I've been waiting a long time. I know a lot of you guys have been too. If you've been around for Paid Ignition 1.0, then I appreciate you guys sticking around for such a long time and bearing with us while we innovated. And what I'm about to reveal to you guys tonight, I believe is the new evolution and probably the future of how projects, raise money in a tokenized world. So what I want to start out with is just a brief history. One of the reasons that I strongly believe in things like Paid Network, and you guys also know we're building Commonwealth. These are things that I'm very passionate about, right? I'm very passionate about democratizing access to all of you, to everybody, to be able to get into really good projects before they start trading, on the open market, right? Because you're always going to get better opportunities before playing the crap coin casino on the secondary market. So let's recap briefly on 2021. So we launched Paid Network in January 2021. It was a very, very successful launch. And I think we were the third Launchpad to launch. You had DAOmaker, PokeStarter, then us. And it was crazy. The timing was insane. It feels kind of like right now, right? But actually when we launched, there was already some projects that were doing like 50x's off of launch. And we did crazy, paid itself as a launch on a Launchpad, did amazing. The market was super, super hot. And we got thrown into something that was quite crazy. So we, initially when we thought about Paid Network, the initial idea wasn't going to be a Launchpad. And then we realized that, one of the things that I've been doing as a crypto entrepreneur, a founder, someone who's passionate about crypto, is that I've been investing into early stage projects, Bitcoin in 2012, and then, Ethereum later, 2015, and then things like Coinbase, Kraken, Circle, Abra, Ripple. I also had the privilege of investing in a lot of early things to Bank to the Future. And then I started investing in a lot of projects as an advisor. And one thing that I noticed is that I got really good deal flow, but majority of people out there don't get good deal flow. And as we've evolved, and as I've evolved, and as our companies have evolved, our fund is, and if you don't know, we went through kind of a rebranding from Master Ventures to MB Global as a big global group. And this whole cohesive ecosystem we've been building over the past couple of years are going to really play a big role in the difference of what we're going to be able to bring to Paid Ignition. So 2021 was amazing. It was so nice to see so many people that were able to get into positions and make life-changing money, and really, really life-changing money. And that was so exciting for all of us behind it. We launched a lot of great projects, things like AOS, Star Atlas, Blockbank, which is now Fidium, DeFi, which you guys know is huge right now, which is about to launch again, or a bit launch. We did their private sale. Tangible, which is the biggest real-world assets company doing real estate in the UK. Animal Concerts, which has done crazy deals with huge artists doing concerts all over the world. Citus Heroes, still one of my favorite projects I'm bullish on. Lossless, which is completely innovative, the way that smart contract security works. Chernoa, the great layer one out of France. Metis DAO, which you guys know is picking up a lot of traction right now. That thing is on fire. I think it was launched for about a dollar or something, and now it's what is it? I don't know, but it's almost a $500 million market cap, and that thing is going to fly still. Stack OS and many more, ShopX and things like that. We had a lot of problems along the way. No one had really done Launchpads before, and so we had to figure out a lot of things. And when we launched, when Paid was on the Launchpad, the whole thing was first come, first serve models, right? And ETH was the main chain. And these things were so popular that people would end up spending like thousands of dollars of gas to participate. And that's just not economical. It doesn't make sense to pay $1,000 of gas for like a $10, $50 allocation or whatever. Yeah, guys, and if you appreciate this, and if you're excited for Paid 2.0, smash the likes. Thank you guys in the comments down there. Let's try to get this video out to everybody. Really, the magic about paid and paid token economy of what we're doing is it's massively scalable. And we'll get into that in a minute, but it's important that if you're bullish on paid, if you are part of paid, that we get this out to as many people as possible, because one of the things we've managed to do, and again, I'll get into this later, is we've knocked down all the walls of all the barrier of entry, completely made it open to everybody. Now let's talk a little bit about where we're going, where we've come from. So yeah, so we learned a lot of lessons in 2021. We had some tech issues, we had hack, we had, definitely had issues for sure. It was growing pains, right? And the bull market was crazy. We were launching, 5 projects, sometimes 6 projects a week, and very little sleep. But it was fun. It was wild. And when the bull market finally came to an end, it made sense to stop, reflect, and try to figure out what happened. What did we do well? What could we have done better? What were the problems with our model? How could they be improved? And so for the first few months into the bear market, when it didn't make any sense to launch any more projects anymore, instead of trying to continue to keep up with marketing, with whatever, doing launches that people just weren't very excited about, I decided to make a message to the community. If you guys are around from then, and what I told everyone was, I said, guys, we are not going to, I'm basically going radio silent when it comes down to paid. This is not over. It's not over by any means, but give us some time, put our heads together. Let us go build something phenomenal. Let us use everything that we've learned and come back when the time is right, when the market is ready for it, with a product that is made for the biggest bull run the world has ever seen. And so today is the day that we get to talk about what that was. And that's very, very exciting for me. We also, just in entire company level, we've scaled up tremendously. A lot of the team that was with us before are no longer with us. We've managed to recruit a lot of amazing talent, people from Deloitte and KPMG and Consensus, Mizari, State Street, Google, everything, really high caliber team. Also, since the bear market, we also, Master Ventures, we also raised a $20 million LP fund, and that's being ran by a very, very smart team. And the ability for us to, now we've also expanded greatly our VC and our deal flow network, right? We didn't have a big VC network of high caliber tier 1 VCs like we do now. We have good relationships with people from like Animoca and Cypher and Hashkey and Delphi Digital and Six Man Ventures and Lightspeed and things like that, right? That we share deals with Cognitant and BitScale, et cetera, et cetera. So it's allowing us to get really high quality caliber deals. Now, so that's kind of where we stand, right? And then one of the things too that you may or may not know about me is I'm incredibly passionate about token economics. I have this debate with people often, right? A lot of times you have projects in the Web 2 community, the Web 2 space, that are centralized companies that have a revenue model and equity holders, and then they have a token as well. And a lot of times sometimes it's the founder's fault. Sometimes they knowingly are doing something that is shady to their token investors. And sometimes they're just naive because this industry is new and people don't understand it. But I'm always a big advocate of the fact that one team, one project, one business model can only have value. Like this is a fact, right? Like if anyone disagrees with me, let me know in the comments. But the way I see it is one team, one company, one project can generate X amount of value, right? X amount of value, whatever that number is, right? Amazon generates X, Google does X, Apple does X, right? whatever that is. So a lot of times in Web3, founders think they get, I don't know, they just, I don't know. I don't know why they do this, but now for the first time in history, you see companies that are being formed that go, wow, wait a minute. I can just sell this token to people and I don't have to sell them equity. And I can generate a bunch of revenue over here for us, the founders, the shareholders. And then I can make up some like BS excuse reason for this token over here, right? And again, if you, even if it's 50-50, right? Even if the value accrual and distribution is 50-50 between token holders and equity holders, you're still half-assing each model, because never in history before, in the history of business, has there ever been anything else besides the value created by a company is represented by the shares. And if it's public, those are the stocks. And that should be a reflection of how much value that company generates. I believe that if you have a token, the same rule should be applied, that all value accrual from one team, one project, one business model should go to one thing. And if you have a token, it needs to go to the token, right? So I'm going to get into how Paid's new token economic model works, but I'm very happy to say that we put a lot of thought into this. And I wanted to create one of the best economic models possible for value accrual within the Paid token, right? This is one of the most exciting things about token economies, is that we can align incentives, align values, get people excited together, and build communities. That's another thing too, is Launchpads historically haven't had what I would call quote unquote communities. Sure, they have Telegram groups. Sure, they got Twitter groups. But people in there aren't collaborating with each other. They don't feel like family. They're not friendly with each other. It's everyone man for themselves. And they're fighting for allocation, and they don't give a shit if the other person in Telegram makes money or not. They don't win together, right? And so I also really wanted to create a product where we feel like community and we help each other out. And so I will get into this detail later, but this is something that we've built called a community fund. And the community fund will be something that will give everybody the chance to exist within the Paid DAO and work together as a team. And it's really exciting that the Paid, the DAO fund. And so we'll get into that in just a bit as well. So without further ado, and also I'm going to tell you guys one thing too. Today, I'm going to announce as well the first project that's going to launch on Ignition. It's a big one. It's exclusive. And I think you guys are going to be very excited about it. I'm extremely excited about it. And I'll get to that in a bit as well. So let me tell you a little bit about how our model works, because a lot of people have been asking me, how many tokens does it require to get into the different tiers, right? And I wanted to get rid of tiers. We do have 2 tiers, right? But they're completely different from what you've imagined, right? You imagine every other Launchpad and how their tiers work. One of the way that there's also this problem of lack of scalability, right? So one of the things I noticed with us before and with Paid and the lottery models is that when the value of the token increases, it's very, 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 very expensive to get into these tiers on any of the Launchpad. You name it, DAO Maker, Seedify, whatever, right? Polkastarter. It's very, very expensive barriers of entry. And I don't like this, because who needs crypto the most? It's the people who are hurting the most. Who needs to be able to change their life forever? I remember after one of our launches, we had a guy from India who sent me a message, and he said, Kyle, I come from a small village in India, and I was able to invest, I don't know, I think it was like $25 or something in one of our first IDOs. And I think it did like 300x for him or something. It changed his entire life. I read that message over and over and over again, and I realized how much good this can do for people. But the sad thing is that once the tiers got introduced and people had to buy a bunch of paid tokens or DAO tokens or PokerStar tokens, whatever, that is a huge barrier of entry. Imagine all the people around the world who only have 5, 10, 15, 20 investable dollars, and they really want to invest in this new project that's coming up. You can't do that in a meaningful way on any other launchpad. It's just not possible, right? Because you have to go buy their tokens, and they're going to be expensive, and the cheapest tiers are often still hundreds of dollars. And in the bull run, the most expensive, the top tiers of the top launchpads were hundreds of thousands of dollars. Complete barrier of entry, right? It really was something that was designed for those who could afford it to make more money. But I wanted to be able to make something that was democratized. Someone with $5 could participate, right? And invest, put that money into the project that they're excited about. So we have 2 tiers. And the first one is what the whole model was built around. It's called Open Pool. And Open Pool is exactly what it sounds like. It is open to everybody. You do not have to have paid tokens at all. It's first come, first serve. And the reason why first come, first serve got eliminated and the tiers got introduced in the first place is because it was just Ethereum. Now we have cheap and fast blockchains, right? And by the way, we've already integrated 10 blockchains. We will let you guys know what they are as we go along. The first project that we're launching is Avalanche. So obviously I'll tell you that Avalanche, obviously we already have ETH and BSC, but we will reveal the other ones as we go along. And our aim is also to implement other alternative layer ones. Solana's on the roadmap, everything else as well. Obviously all the EVMs and whatnot. So yeah, let's go back to Open Pool. Zero barrier of entry. And think about this for a second. Think about, and maybe some of you guys watching this are from the Philippines or from, India or from wherever, right? And I understand life is hard. You want to change your life, right? And there's no way that you can go work as a delivery driver or you can do whatever and make these kind of returns that you can in crypto in a bull market on a launchpad. It's unheard of. And until now, it was impossible for you to do it because you had $5 or $10. And even $5 or $10 was risky for you because you have to worry about medicine for your mom, putting food on the table, paying rent. I understand, I get it's hard. So you didn't have options before. Raphael, I'm happy to hear that, man. And you're going to love what we're doing, man. I'm doing this for people like you. I believe that blockchain is meant to democratize access to everybody, right? And that wasn't a possibility before. So we have 2 pools. Open pool, open to everybody, first come, first serve, right? And then we have early access pool. Early access is something where if you're staking 75,000 paid tokens, you get 24 or 48 hours before everybody else to participate. Everything else is the same. Same allocations, same project, same everything. It just gives you the ability to take your time. You don't have to worry about if you're at work. You don't have to worry about, you can take your dog for a walk. You can take your kids out for the park. You can take a nap. You can do your research. You can take your time, right? And that's what early access is. And it's not for everybody, and it's not needed because everybody gets the opportunity here, right? But for those who want early access, it's available, and that's 75,000 pay tokens. So you're probably wondering, how does the paid token economy work if people aren't required to have paid tokens? Well, remember that I believe the value, so I look at tokens as an economy. They should, everybody should. You should look at tokens as an economy. There should be monetary and fiscal policy around them. And like any economy, you should want that economy to grow. And your goal, if you're a smart business person or economist, or you're running a country, you're running a nation, is to increase GDP, increase gross domestic product, or the value that your nation is exporting or putting out, the value created. So how do you create a bunch of value? Well, you need to service a lot of people. And on a Launchpad, you need to raise a lot of money. And whenever you offer service to anybody and anything ever, there's always a fee attached. So instead of asking you to come along, buy a bunch of pay tokens, staking them for 5 years, and only to put it into a lottery to hopefully win an allocation, you only have to pay a fee if you get an allocation. And so if you invest $10, you pay $1 fee, right? And what does that fee go to? That fee is used to buy back paid tokens in the open market. And so that becomes constant buy pressure. What we want to do, if you look at 2017 ICOs, they were much better models than we had in 2021. Why? Because projects sold way more percentage of their tokens to the public, to you guys, to retail, better distribution. And for some reason in 2021, we decided that we should sell all the tokens, 20, 30%, to rich VCs and give them huge percents of the supply so that when retail comes in, you're their exit liquidity. It doesn't make any sense, right? It doesn't make any sense at all. In 2017, anywhere between 30 to 50 to 60% of the token supply was sold to the public. And the public sales were 10, 20, 30, 40, 50 plus $1 million. And in a bull run, that happened, right? The demand was there. We saw just like 2 weeks ago, that project Grapes that raised $90 million. So I want to work with projects to help them understand that you're much better off having fair and broad distribution of your token amongst a bunch of people who care about your project, rather than in a concentrated hands of a few VCs who most of them don't add value, only for them to dump on retail. So I'm going to be working with project founders to help them try to structure their economic model. Yes, of course, they need to raise from VCs. They need to raise from VCs to help them get their business to a place where it's ready to go public, right? But a lot of these people are raising hundreds of millions of dollars or $50 million from VCs. And then they go out and they either don't do a public sale at all, or they might sell $500,000 on public sale. It's a joke. They're trying to take advantage of you guys. They're trying to get access to the communities of Launchpads by teasing some pathetic little allocation to you guys. They're literally using you. It's not doing you a favor. You're doing them a favor. You're giving them exposure, right? So I'm going to be working with project founders to help them try to reimagine the way that fundraising happens. Our goal is to be doing, like I said, large fundraisers, right? Which is why open pool is so important. Because just think about this for 1 second. There's probably definitely 1 million people in many third world countries that literally have 10 investable dollars. Not to mention all of you well-off crypto people who are driving Lambos and whatnot, and everybody else who just wants, but just think about that for a minute. 1 million people in places like South America, Africa, India, Pakistan, Philippines, everywhere. Easily 1 million people who want to change their life. Probably 10, 20 million people. And the bull run might be more. What if they only have 5 investable dollars? Okay, you take 5 million people with $5, now it's a $25 million raise, right? That's scale. That is being able to scale. Now, I'm not saying that you can only invest $5. The whole point of open pool is to have open access. And that means that unless founders request, there's likely not going to be a cap on how much one can invest into a project. This is still to be determined. It's not completely figured out yet. But let's imagine that if it's similar to the last bull runs, we will be doing probably 3 to 5 launches a week. Let's say it's 5, and let's say that we do conservatively, each one of those is a $10 million raise. I would like to see something like Grapes and great AAA projects, and trust me, the first one we're launching is a AAA project. I would like to see them do $50 million raises, right? If they need it, right? Like, don't raise money just to raise money, but if you're gonna grow a successful company, then raise the money through the public, not through private. So imagine this. So imagine that we have 5 projects launching in a week, and they each raise $20 million. That's $100 million of funds raised in 1 week. 10% of that is a fee that's charged. Remember, if you get allocation, you pay a fee. So that's $10 million in revenue generated in 1 week. 100% of that revenue is used to buy back paid tokens on the open market, not OTC, not from somebody else, market buy. Buy pressure. And that's 1 week. That's 1 week, 10 million. So you know, if you guys have been watching my channel for a while, you know that I was very bullish on like things like Rollbit, but Rollbit doesn't have the same kind of buyback pressure. That they're only sharing 10, 20% of the revenue. We're sharing all of it. We, the paid founder, we have tokens. That's our upside. We're not keeping any of this revenue for ourselves. 100% goes back into the community. So that's one of the ways that the token economy works. Now, let's see, what should we get to next? So let me tell you guys about, the staking model, and let me tell you what staking is for. So I'm also not a fan of this idea. And you can tell that some people weren't either, right? When we unlocked everyone that was staked a few days ago, or was it yesterday or whatever, you saw some disgruntled people, even though they knew that this announcement was coming up, they still sold their positions, right? They didn't want to be holding paid tokens anymore. They were upset with me because I wasn't giving updates or whatever, right? They gave up on paid. That's fine. I believe I'm not a big fan of this idea of asking people to stake their tokens for a long period of time if they're not happy. Yes, stake your tokens if you're using the services. Yes, stake the tokens if you want to participate in governance. Yes, stake the tokens to be part of the ecosystem. But if you're not happy, unstake your tokens, sell them, and leave. It's as easy as that. I only want you guys to be here if you want to be here. And that is our promise to you, is we're going to deliver a product that is so valuable that you're going to want to stick around. So the way that staking works is, thank you guys, thank you. The way that staking works is there's one staking contract, and you can stake and unstake whenever you want to. Let's say that you go stake 1,000 paid tokens. When you stake them, you're going to get minted in your wallets S paid or staked paid. That's a derivative. It's like staked ETH, but it's staked paid. And all of our smart contracts and automation on the back end look for stake paid when it comes down to rewards, access, all of this kind of stuff. So if you're just holding paid in your wallet and it's not staked, you're not going to get airdrops. You're not going to get APY. You're not going to get other things that we offer because we have way more products coming up than just this. Trust me. So you get this S paid, right? There's also this community fund that I told you guys about earlier. Now, every time that you stake and unstake, there is a 2% tax, right? And that is because, well, one, if people want to come and just stake for one IDO, like they go buy pay tokens, they want to get early access, so they buy 75,000, they stake them, and then they participate, and then they're out. That's fine. Do it. I don't care. Buy your tokens, stake them, unstake them, sell them. But guess what? We get, as a community, DAO gets 4% of those 75,000 tokens because 2% staking, 2% unstaking. Where do they go? They don't go to my pocket. No. They go to a community fund. And I see in the comments, there's probably some people here. So the community fund is inspired by, slightly different, but heavily inspired by one of my favorite projects, Cult DAO. And, I told Mr. Omodulus about this. And so thank you guys. And thank you, Mr. Omodulus, for this idea. I think that we have slightly improved it, but largely it is very much the same from the community fund. So we are going to bootstrap the community fund with tokens right away. I think we're dropping 2-3% of the token supply in the community fund right away. And the way that the community fund works is the top 50 S paid holders, right? S paid as a staked paid. So the top 50 S paid holders, you guys become what Colt calls guardians. We're going to call it something else. I don't know. Please let me know in the comments what we should call it. The top 50 S paid holders have a special privilege. You guys get to essentially be the protectors of a fund. And this fund is amazing because the assets in the fund are self-generated through that 2% stake and unstake tax. And there's a little bit of other ways too, but that we'll play with those, but we'll make sure that we always have pay tokens in the community fund to make investments. So the way that this community fund works essentially is, let me see, let's go ahead and I will share screen with you guys here. And as of now, too, guys, the new website is up. We will be doing our first launch at the end of the month, but I will tell you more about that in just a second here. So yeah, you can see the new website. You guys can go check it out. It's clean. It's fresh. It is what it is. Serves a purpose. I like it. Now, anything that I've been talking about here, you guys can go here. Go to Wiki on the homepage. And here's everything explained quite well. We're going to be adding some stuff into this as we kind of dial in on some finalized numbers here. But I want to show you guys exactly what I'm talking about here. So, okay, so let's before we go into let's go into community fund. Okay, so here's the model. Here's how kind of everything works, right? So here's the IDO raise, right? And you've got community, and so the community invests into the IDO essentially, right? And there's your two pools here: open pool and early access pool. And the project submits the tokens into the contract, and then people buy them with stablecoin, and then you have this 10% fee. I've already kind of covered all this, right? And then in my example, let's say it's a $10 million raise. It's 100,000. It's $1 million in USDC that we now have as revenue. So that, and I see that question, 75,000. Sorry, I have to sell my paid. Wait, you're gonna see there's more benefits to staking paid than just early access. Trust me. Just wait, because trust me, there's a lot more benefits of staking paid. So this $10 million raise, for example, just generated $1 million in revenue. That $1 million of revenue literally goes and makes a market purchase of paid on the open market. That's $1 million buy order. Bam. In one go. That $1 million is buying paid. 50% is burnt right away. So in this example, $500,000 burnt in one IDO in one day, $500,000 worth of paid. Now, the other 50% is divided in other ways. It all bought paid, converted USDC to paid, buy order. 20% of that goes back to adding liquidity. So you want to add liquidity because this makes your token have deep liquidity. It's attractive for traders, attractive for exchanges. You will get way more volume. The number one thing that exchanges want to see is volume. By the way, we have some nice exchange listings lined up. We will talk to you more about that next week. There's a lot, guys, I'm not covering in this AMA. I'm giving you guys the basics. But there's such a crazy roadmap coming up that we've been building. But anyway, so LP, people want to see deep liquidity. This is very attractive for exchanges. You will see how deep this liquidity gets. In this one example, 20% goes to liquidity. So we earned $1 million in fees. That's $200,000 in one day added to liquidity. Imagine that after 2 weeks. That's millions of dollars added to liquidity. Imagine that after a month, almost $10 million in liquidity, right? Probably after a few months, we might have one of the deepest liquid tokens in the entire market. There's probably not going to be one exchange that doesn't want to list such a deeply liquid token with so much volume, so much, in and out. Like it's a very bullish thing. We also have 5% of this buyback that goes back into a community marketing and growth strategy. This is going to be part of the community fund primarily. One of the things that I noticed and I'm still one of the top holders of Cult DAO, but one of the things that I noticed in there is that there was no budget for marketing. And that's a problem. The people, because you guys who are part of Paid and Paid DAO and participating in the community fund, you have like full autonomy to do whatever you want. You can invest in whatever kind of projects you want. You guys, the team, we have no say on what you guys do. This is exactly for you guys to do whatever you want. So we decided to make sure that you guys have a marketing budget to do what you want with that marketing budget. And then 25% right now goes to refilling the community fund. So whereas in Cult DAO has 0.4% on-chain tax for everything buy, sell, stake, unstake, ours is just 2% in and out of staking, but we also have the community fund being refilled through some of this buyback, right? So 25% of this, for this example, this $1 million revenue, that puts $250,000 of paid tokens back into the community fund, which you guys now can invest into projects. You invest that $250,000 into a project, into a bull market, that might become $2.5 million. When that money comes back in that native token, that $2.5 million is used. Guess what? You sell that native token for paid tokens. Bam, that's another $2.5 million buy order on the open market for paid tokens, right? So this is the community fund. Paid community fund proposed votes on investments. The top 50 paid stakers propose projects to invest, and the rest of paid stakers will vote. So holders, paid stakers 1 through 50 are considered the people who are eligible to make proposals. And you guys can propose to invest in whatever. Maybe your friend has a project, whatever you think it's a good cause. But the top 50 can only make proposals. Everybody else who's staking paid gets to vote on if they want to pass that proposal or not. If a proposal passes, remember the entire community treasury is held in paid tokens, not stablecoin, nothing. So if a proposal passes, 15.5 ETH worth of paid tokens, so the how much the investment is pegged to the price of ETH, are extracted from the community fund. 2.5 ETH worth of paid tokens are burnt. So when ETH goes to $5,000, you're talking about $12,500 from that proposal passing, that investment going through, immediate burn, right? More burn pressure, more burn. Then 13 ETH, that remaining 13 ETH from the 15.5 that was withdrawn, the 13 ETH worth of paid tokens gets sent to the investee, the project that the community DAO decides to invest into, right? So today, at $2,500, 13 ETH is worth like I don't know, let's just say $30,000 or something, right? So let's say that you guys decide to invest in project whatever. It's a $30,000 investment. That $30,000 investment in a bull run comes back 20x. 30,000 turns into 600,000. You get project X's tokens, $600,000 worth. Guess what? Yep. Those tokens get sold for paid. Bam, another $600,000 market buy order for the paid token. Of course, guys, like I'm just being a little bit dramatic. Like these things will programmatically be sold in a responsible way, not to affect the project in a negative way. But the point is that profit, that revenue is coming back and buying paid tokens on the open market. So now we have $600,000 worth of paid tokens we just bought. Guess what? Half of them get burnt forever. 300,000 paid tokens gone. See you later. Or $300,000 worth gone forever. Guess what? The other $300,000 worth of paid tokens are resent back to everybody who's staking paid. So this is another reason why you want to stake paid, because you're going to be getting consistent airdrops, not only of paid tokens, but we're also doing something else as well. So that is how the community fund works. And let me see. Let me go back to the token utility section here and show you this. So this is going to be a big thing here. Partner airdrops. Guys, we are going to have such a big community, right? I'm guessing we're going to have hundreds of thousands, if not 1 million plus people in the community. And that's a lot of reason that a project would love to see exposure from us. And I'm going to mention the different KOLs and advisors that we have on board as well for massive reach and massive exposure. But every time a project launches on Ignition, they're going to give us marketing tokens. And not a small amount, but a decent percentage of the supply. Hopefully between 0.25 to maybe 1% of the supply. And guess where that's going? Airdropped to anyone staking paid. If you have S paid, you are getting airdropped tokens for free from every project that we launch, and probably projects that we're not even launching. Probably collaborations that we do with other people. Maybe they want to come on the YouTube channel. Maybe they want to do an interview with us. Maybe they want whatever. Maybe they want money from the DAO fund. Cool. Give us the marketing tokens. Airdrop it to anyone. Because you guys, the S paid holders, the paid stakers, this project is eventually going to become yours. We are working on full decentralization. In fact, what we've done already is we've innovated beyond what almost every other Launchpad does. Everything is peer-to-peer. We do not act as middlemen for anything. Everything's done through smart contracts, autonomously. When the project raises money, it raises directly from the community through smart contracts. We never custody your funds ever. All these other Launchpads, they hold your funds. You have to trust them with your funds, right? We don't do that. We are decentralizing over time, and S paid is and paid and stake paid is the governance system of the paid network and paid DAO. And you will start to see things that we start to open up to, slow process of decentralization. You will see the process of us decentralizing and opening up more and more and more governance decisions to the community, and eventually handing over the entire project to the community. Because if we're not trying to be decentralized and we're not trying to create DAOs here, what are we doing, right? We are trying to build protocols. We're trying to build decentralized protocols that just work without centralized intermediaries to get in the way. We've already removed the part with centralized extraction of value, right? We're keeping that 100% within the ecosystem. So airdrops, governance, staking rewards, extra paid, and we have a hyper deflationary token community, token economy. So let's see, what else do we have over here? Let me see, I've got my little notes over here. Okay, yeah, so what are we, so what project are we launching first, guys? Let me know in the questions below, in the comments, which project? Come on, guess. And by the way, welcome everybody who's here, guys. Mansas, Mr. Johnny X, Crypto7, 21st Dimension. And I see some of you guys are actually OGs, have been here from day one, and I love you guys and thank you guys. And to all the new guys that are here, welcome. So, yeah, so, and you guys, and another thing too is that, yeah, good guesses. This is like maybe a third of our roadmap that's coming here, and not next year, but we're talking about like the next, like this quarter, next quarter, mostly like one of the biggest things that's irrelevant right now. Trust me, you wouldn't care about it right now, but trust me, in 12 months from now, it will be the biggest thing in the industry, and we will be ahead of the game on that one, right? This is the way the world is evolving, and we already have plans to make sure that we are the first people to be able to service that industry. So soon we have other products coming. We've got fun products, we've got some games, we've got things coming that are going to make it very easy. I believe that we're going to have the most retail inbound users the crypto community has ever seen. If you saw my video the other day, you saw I showed this graph with the search term for Bitcoin on Google. And you can see that in 2017, the spike was significantly higher than the 2021 bull run. I think that this bull run is going to make that 2017 spike look like the 2013 spike. I think this is going to be massive. So in order for us to be able to service a massive amount of people, we have to be hyper scalable. And we are. And we also have some other partnerships working in the works right now with some of the largest media outlets, some celebrities, like superstar celebrities, because we want to be able to get the word out to crypto curious, crypto newbies, right? And so our brilliant CTO, Ben, is really focused on how do we make this super easy to use for crypto curious people who are afraid to come use MetaMask and to do all this thing. They just want to be able to link their bank account, swap to the stable coin, bam, use a thing, very easy on your application. Don't have to have a desktop computer. You know, this is all coming. The stuff I just mentioned isn't live yet, but it's in the works, right? Just a little teaser of things to come. I'm a big believer in account abstraction. I'm a big believer in removing all the Web3 complexities. I'm a big believer in removing the underlying complications of what chain it is and bridging tokens and all that crap, right? We have technology today to get rid of all of that stuff. So yes, this year, I can't give you an exact date, but this year, you will be able to participate in an IDO by connecting a bank on your phone in an app, anywhere in the world, at any time, super seamlessly, with literally a couple clicks of a button, right? And this is going to make it so much more convenient for you, because you can be out at lunch, and instead of having to be home and sitting on your laptop sweating it out, you just be like, hold on one second, this idea is about to launch. But let me just, okay, done. Back to the conversation, right? So, okay. Let me tell you guys now, okay? So you guys already kind of know. A lot of you guys already know. Okay, so Gunzilla is literally my biggest investment, my personal biggest investment I've ever made in anything by far. Not only my personal investment from my own pocket, our fund, it's their biggest investment ever. And I made this investment over like 2 years ago. I was one of the very first people to invest in Gunzilla, and Vlad and his team. And I've been so blown away by what they've been able to do. It's just absolutely mind-blowing. And I had the privilege to go to Gunzilla Studios in Germany over the summer while I was there. And these guys are doing something so revolutionary. You know, they have their own Avalanche subnet, their own layer 1 blockchain. And they managed a way to build a AAA game. And this thing is AAA. This thing is absolutely AAA, right? And the Gunzilla is the studio. Off the grid, Gunzilla is the game. And this is genius, right? Why do they do this? So this is the game. They did this because we all know that we all know. I love you guys in the comments. Amazing. We all know that traditional gamers, which still makes up the vast majority, like 99% of the gamers in the world, they hate the idea of NFTs and crypto within their games. Hate it. So how do you get around that, right? I'm going to have Vlad on the channel here next week to tell you guys more detail. And I don't want to tell too much because there's so much that he's told me, and I'm not sure. I don't want to say anything that I'm not allowed to say. But what I can tell you guys is that they figured out a way to build their own Avalanche subnet layer 1 blockchain that syncs with their servers to the back end of the video game. But what that means is that anybody in the world can download Off the Grid, which is a massive AAA game. Massive AAA game. I mean, they were at IGN, everyone's talking about it. These guys have shipped other AAA games that have made billions of dollars in the past. And if you don't care about the blockchain side of things, you don't have to worry. Yeah, Neil Blomkamp. If you guys don't know Neil Blomkamp, he produced the movie recently, Gran Turismo, Elysium, District 9. He is the game producer for Off the Grid. Massive, massive, massive director working exclusively with Gunzilla and Off the Grid. Yo, Ivan, what's up, brother? Good to see you here. Welcome, our advisor, Ivan. Good to have you here, Ivan. Good to have you here, brother. So this is remarkable. Why? Because people can play Off the Grid on PlayStation 5. They can play it on Xbox. They can play it on PC. Listen to that. When did you ever hear a AAA game that's Web3, that has a layer 1 blockchain that said, you can play on PlayStation 5. It's built on Unreal Engine 5. You can play on Xbox. It doesn't exist. These guys had to invent the entire system. But the sweet thing is the entire thing is synced. So as people earn tokens in game and spend them to buy new items like new limbs, new guns, all these kinds of things, that action is syncing on the back end on the blockchain. So the token economy stays the same. The token demand is huge. More people that play this game, and they're going to have probably tens of millions, like I believe it's going to be a Fortnite style game, playing this game, and they're going to have to, it's like any other game economy. Like in every other game, they're used to buying tokens. They're used to buying NFTs and loot boxes and all this stuff. So this is going to feel totally normal to them. But guess what? Every time that they spend tokens, guess who gets it? We do, right? We get the benefit of that increased token demand. And so the first thing that we're offering, guys, the first sale on Ignition is one of the coolest things that's not being offered to any other public platform ever, right? I was lucky enough to get some of these things 2 years ago. But you guys, Paid Ignition is the only Launchpad, the only public sale platform that gets this opportunity. And so what the opportunity is here, guys, is you're getting the keys of the game. The most important part, you're getting what they're calling their NFT validators. So NFT validators are the key to everything. So every player in the game, and there's only 10,000, by the way, in the whole game. Every time that a player finds an item within the game, they find a loot box or they pick up a whatever, they have to go use a hacker to decrypt it and open up the box. Your NFT validator is the decryptor that decrypts the items that are found in game. And they have to pay money in tokens to pay you to decrypt that and open up that loot box. You get to make commission on every single time a player uses your validator to open that box. So this is going to be an amazing moneymaker. People who were early that bought Gala Games nodes made killing, right? Myriad nodes are producing. This is one of the most rare things, and almost nobody can buy this. You guys now have access to NFT validators, which means, by the way, that for the lifetime of the game, and when I talk to Vlad, he tells me, Kyle, my entire life's objective, and Neil Blomkamp, the director, by the way, is exclusively to build off the grid. And they're not going to stop until this is bigger than Fortnite, right? And they have the experience to do it. They have 360 employees or whatever, right? This thing is insane. So you guys get that, right? And so that's the first thing that we're going to offer on Ignition as a sale. But wait, it gets better. So Gunzilla, off the grid, they have a mobile game. The mobile game is called Technocore, right? It's live already, but for us, for our community, for paid network, for paid token holders, and we will come out later and we'll give you the details on this. I believe for somewhere between 10 and 14 days, only paid token holders, stakers, S-paid stakers, are going to be able to play this game. It's a mobile game, Technocore. It's like off the grid on your phone, this thing. And everything that you earn in the game, the NFTs, the weapons, there's going to be special, I don't know which weapon they're making for us yet, but there's going to be special paid branded weapons. Max, who works with us, he suggested that we have a robotic limb it turns into a rocket launcher. So anyway, there's going to be special paid exclusive items and other items. So you can go get guns, you can get weapons, you can get vehicles, and everything that you earn while playing the game Technocore, when the main game off the grid launches in the end of February, you get to take all of those NFT assets with you into the real game. And so you get a massive head start on everybody else. And these things have real world value, right? So you can also just go play the game, have a hell of a time, and then if you're like too busy and you don't want to play the game, whatever, then just go sell the assets, right? But this is exclusively for paid token holders. And so we will have details on how this is going to roll out coming soon. You think, I this comment here, I think I'm delusional of Fortnite. You know, everyone always thinks that like people are delusional when I'm pretty sure that people called Mark Zuckerberg delusional when he said that he was going to be bigger than MySpace. I'm pretty sure that when TikTok was launched, people thought that it would be delusional that this stupid little 15-second clip thing was going to be bigger than X or MySpace, right? Small brains can't comprehend disruption, right? And you need to understand that people who have a successful track record, remember, Vlad and the team have already shipped games that sold billions of dollars in revenue. With Neil Blomkamp, which is one of the biggest directors who has a wild fan base, and you guys don't even know. You guys don't. I was with Vlad. You guys don't even know the kind of deals they have right now with the main. I can't say too much, but this thing is massive. I promise you. And I maybe when Vlad comes on next week and can tell you more. I wish I could. I'm biting my tongue because that comment proves that you just don't, you don't understand. Yes, and Dr. Disrespect is playing. But anyway, innovation happens, my friends. And if you're stuck in the old world, you might as well be in fiat and get out of crypto. This thing is absolutely mind-blowing. I'm so happy to be working with Vlad. I'm so happy to be bringing this guys to you guys. And I hope that this sets the caliber of things to come, because we are a completely different animal than we were in 2021. We've learned, we've been through war. Trust me, we've been through war. We've built what we believe to be the best launchpad, the best economic model, the most scalable, the most fair, the most equitable, the best value capture. And we want to bring the best projects. We have the best deal flow, right? Why I have been on this YouTube channel every single day for the past 7 months, minus weekends. Why? Because that's going to bring value to paid. But it's not just me. You see Virtual Bacon in the chat over here. Hey, Virtual Bacon. Dennis, what up, my man? You see Ivan on Tech, my man. we survived. The hack nearly killed us, man. I mean, like, we didn't sleep for a week, you know? But it's perseverance, right? And I really want to, from the bottom of my heart, build something that is used by millions of people. And so we figured out how the hell to do that. We haven't stopped. We didn't stop in the bear market. We didn't take vacation, right? And so I wanted to make sure that the most people possible know about Paid Network. Because again, the more people that become community members of Paid, the bigger raises that we can do, the more value that Paid creates. And remember, what happens with the value created within Paid? It stays within Paid. Now we're getting somewhere. Wish every other project thought this way, right? So let me show you some of the other people that we're really happy and proud to have on board. So obviously we have Alex Becker as an advisor. You guys might have seen him mentioned a couple times. I'm really happy to have Alex as an advisor. He has the biggest reach in crypto. You can see some of his latest videos, 358,000, 400,000. I mean, he will get millions of views in every channel in the bull run. And it was a perfect, every one of these people that we've brought on, we had careful discussions with and made sure that there was the right fit, right? And Alex he's a gaming focus. He's got Neo Tokyo, but what he didn't have was a partnership with a general purpose Launchpad, right? We will do games, but we're not just doing games. We're doing infrastructure. We're doing layer ones. We're doing middleware. We're doing the most important things in the space, the best projects that are really disrupting things, right? Because you can't go out and raise $1 million or $10 million with a project that's raising 500K. And I'm not saying that those projects are bad, right? In fact, we will, because I told you we're building a fully permissionless, fully open source, fully permissionless protocol, there will be a place in Paid Ignition in the future for anyone who wants to launch an IDO without our permission to go ahead and do that, right? Not yet, but that's coming, right? Because I want to give that possibility to people. There's going to be a lot of people that want to come launch on Paid Ignition. And in the early days, we're going to be selective. We're going to pick the ones that we think are really solid projects, but we can't say yes to everybody. We can't say yes to everybody, but it doesn't mean that everybody shouldn't have a chance, right? Because if someone is only raising $100,000 and they need a platform to raise the money on from, think about like Kickstarter. Think about these kind of things where you can just go to Kickstarter or Indiegogo or whatever, and you can scroll through the different projects that you like, and then you can invest $10 in one or invest $20 in one, right? So in the future, Paid will probably have 10s or 20s or 30, 40, 50 projects that are all fundraising at one time. It doesn't mean that we're putting our stamp of approval on it, but it is open, permissionless protocol that anyone can use. But we will always have the ones that us as a team sponsor, endorse, or get behind, right? Those are the ones that we work with closely. We assure that we've done KYB and background checks, that we've probably have invested in, and these kinds of things. So we got Alex Becker on board. Welcome, Alex. I know that he's very excited to be on board. Him and I, we talked a little bit before, but we're talking a lot more now, and doing some more things together. So expect to see a lot more of him. And before, Ivan is here. Welcome, Ivan. Ivan and I go back for a very long time. Ivan was definitely one of the first channels that I've been watching since I got into the space. I've met him many times in person, and I absolutely love the guy. Like his personality is infectious. His channel is packed with alpha and knowledge. He's brought me on after the hack, even believed in me, knew that I wouldn't do something like that, and gave me an opportunity he gave me a stage to come and tell my story. And so thank you, Ivan, for doing that. I really appreciate it. And this is funny. This is us here. I didn't even plan that. Anyway, so Ivan is on board as an advisor, and this is all something that is going to be super helpful. Not only are they going to be able to help give us exposure, but also bring us deal flow, right? Because these guys are all advisors, and advisors help the projects out, and they want to see the projects do well. Obviously, they've got skin in the game. So we've got Ivan. It's two of my favorite twins in the world. These guys are absolutely amazing. Altcoin Daily, Aaron and Austin. If you guys watch this, I love you. I love you. I love you. You guys are absolutely incredible. They are. Aaron and Austin, you guys, just so you know, they are the best converters in crypto. They can convert. Like they actually do wonders. Like if their community is so loyal to them, almost 1.4 million subscribers, and I love them. We've hung out many times, and we just get along well, and so of course I wanted them to come be part of the project, right? Because their audience is they are the funnel for everybody who's going to be coming into crypto. Comes to their channel. If you go look at the comments on their channel, it's like, what's a MetaMask? How do I buy a token? Does this thing, and that's perfect for what we're doing. We are going to be building a very user-friendly interface for people to have the best opportunities to enter into crypto. Because if you go play the dangerous shitcoin casino on the secondary market, it's gambling, right? But when you have a curated set of deals that come to you and you can get in before it's trading on the secondary market, it's not impossible, but it's minimizes risk dramatically. So of course, as someone who's going to be talking about different things in the industry, of course they're going to be happy to be on board, and I love them, like literally love them. I saw Virtual Bacon in the audience. My man Dennis, what's up, brother? Man, Virtual Bacon, this channel has exploded. Dennis was with us last season in 2021 when he had just his TikTok channel. And I just cannot believe, I can believe because he works his freaking ass off. But I just, congratulations on working your ass off, man, and your channel is exploding. So of course, I wanted a repeat supporter to come back on board for this new season with an exploding channel, a loyal audience, giving absolutely insane alpha. Welcome, Virtual Bacon, on board. Happy to have you here, brother. Let's talk about crypto banter for a while here. So we got, what about, this is banter plus. Whatever, you guys get the gist of it, right? So we got the whole crypto banter family. Of course, you guys know that I'm very good friends with Ran. You can see that I'm very good friends with Ran. And so we've got banter. We've got Annie, Kyle, Sheldon, everybody else, right? The whole gang. And they also have this other, so banter is exploding. Banter is the fastest, by far the fastest growing. It's not even a channel. It's a media company. And their goal is to go to build more crypto channels with different subjects, more talent, and eventually go have 24/7 streaming coverage of crypto news. Rand told me, he said, Kyle, you know what? If Bitcoin spike, if a 15, 20% Bitcoin red candle, just like, where do you go to find out what happened? You can't go to Google. You can't watch mainstream news. Soon enough, you're going to be able to go to Banter, and 24/7, you're going to be able to find out what's going on. And I love these guys. Sheldon, my man Sheldon, the sniper, which you guys might know, also bringing him on board. We haven't finalized it yet, but we're talking about how that deal works. Hopefully, Sheldon, if you're listening to this, and hopefully, Sheldon, we're integrating this into Sniper School. So if you guys don't know, Crypto Banter and Sheldon, the sniper, have trained 55,000 students already. And they have a wait list of 7,000 to 10,000 people to take Sniper School every single month. And so we're talking about how Sheldon and Rand can integrate paid ignition into school so that all of those new people can come in, they can learn how to use paid ignition, and they can learn how to responsibly manage their tokens when they get them. This is important, right? It's important to understand what you do with your tokens when you get them. Do you sell them? Do you sell half of them? Is it going to pump? So Sheldon is the man who is going to educate people and show you how to do that. So we got Banter Plus. And then, of course, forgive the banner, it's outdated. And then, of course, you guys know I've been working my ass off to grow my channel, and it's doing pretty good. You can see I'm getting, now starting to get some really good growth, good traction. And I'm doing it because I want to provide alpha. And I believe that I have, if you guys are in the VIP group, or if you guys have been watching my channel, you know that we have been doing an extremely good job at educating and calling things. But you can see the channel is growing pretty quick. We're getting 55,000 views over here, 57,000 views, 47,000 views, 44,000 views. This channel will be in hundreds of thousands of views in the bull run. I work so hard. My team works so hard on making this channel and this content, making sure that we bring you solid alpha that you can take something with you, right? We want to always give you something, an action item, something to do, an altcoin gem, what to watch out for. And we're not going to stop. We're actually, in fact, we're going harder. We're going harder to build more presence, because guess what? When you have this lineup of people that I was just talking about, the best projects in the world want to launch on a launchpad like that. They want the exposure. They want to be in a tier 1. And Paid Ignition's goal is to be the #1 tier launchpad in the entire world for the rest of crypto eternity. And one of the things that we make sure to do is we are hiring chief of innovation within Paid to make sure that we don't stop innovating, right? Because that was one of the mistakes that we made last time. We got complacent. We were one of the top 3 launchpads. We stopped innovating. I don't like that at all, right? I want to make sure that nobody beats us, that nobody out innovates us. This is the reason why I kept this thing tight-lipped, completely sealed until today. Why? If people want to copy now, we can go ahead and copy. But we already have a roster of AAA projects lined up. And it's game on, baby. And this wasn't easy. It wasn't easy to build this, right? It took a long time to build this thing, because this is all automated. It's not some bubblegum duct tape bullshit thing put together like a lot of other, and no offense to everybody else. And I'm not saying any one particular launchpad is crap. I'm just saying that this was like a highly customized build to be able to automate everything. Our lawyers told us that we cannot handle other people's money, otherwise we can go to jail. We had to make, I don't want to go to jail. We had to make sure to decentralize, to remove our ability to manage people's money. So guys, okay, questions and answers. Questions and answers. Let's go to questions and answers. I've been going for 1 hour and 14 minutes already, but I think there's things I missed, but we'll catch up onto it. I love the chat, guys. Yeah, let me know. Do you guys have any questions over here? Yeah, thanks, Ivan. I nonstop hustling. I mean, most people that know me, if you talk to, we're all a good group of friends. Ivan, Crypto, myself, like Ran, Sheldon, but you know that like I have been nonstop, guys, nonstop since the bear market. I really wanted to build something special, and thank you guys who have been here for a long time and believing in me. And I hope that you're happy to hear what this is today. Do you guys have any questions here? Let's I'll give you a couple more minutes for questions. If not, let's see. Oh, Ivan, do you want to come? Ivan, come on. Let's get Ivan on board over here. Ivan, I'm sending you the link in Telegram right now. Okay, sorry, I just saw the comments backstage. Let's see if we get Ivan or Virtual Bacon on board. Okay, wait, go back. I want to hear let's see what listen, I feel seriously burned by Chris and Carl's VPAD VLAUNCH. It wasn't Carl. Wait, stop taking the comments away. Let's address these one by one. So, okay, first of all, I'm not okay, let's just, I don't really want to talk about Carl. I am not a fan of Carl. We used to be great friends. We're talking about Carl. Ivan, you're in the bathtub. Turn your camera off. Come on, bro. It's okay. It's fine. Anyway, so and when it comes to VLAUNCH, like I'm really good friends with Chris, Crypto. He's one of the best human beings in the world. I genuinely really like this guy a lot. And VPAD is not dead by any means, right? VLAUNCH, like they have been doing innovative stuff as well in the bear market. And Chris and I talk a lot. And in fact, you can talk to our CMO Usman, and they've been talking with VPAD over there, and they're going to be doing launches as well, right? It's just the fact that you guys were just now kind of coming back into the bull market, right? So it did not make sense for these Launchpads to be doing marketing and stuff. I would definitely not lose hope on Chris and VLAUNCH. In fact, we're probably going to be doing some partner stuff with them, things like that. I haven't really thought Kyle doing that for 2 years. Let's watch where I'm in naked. Oh, he came backstage, Ivan.
Check. Does it work?
Yeah, it works, man. You don't want to do you don't want to turn the camera on.
No, bro. I'm just here with the mic. I won't stay for long. Just want to jump on and congratulate you. Like I've been saying in the comments, it's crazy what you've been through. Like guys, this guy, he's been networking, hustling on conferences. It's been insane. Like the first time we met was in 2017 or something, and you were speaking how you were in crypto, and yeah, since then we've been keeping in touch, and I've seen you develop Paid, and yeah, it's been a fantastic journey. So great work on all of this, and this is just the start.
Thanks, man. I really appreciate the kind words. Yeah, Ivan knows how much we've been through, and it's what I like so much about Ivan and like Elio Trades. I mean, actually, a lot of these guys, right? So a lot in the earlier days, a lot of people who had YouTube channels that were like crypto experts or whatever, like. How do you get into crypto? Like in 6 months later, become like a crypto expert giving advice to people. But there are certain people like Ivan, Elio Trades, Becker, who are building real products, and we know, and that's why you will get probably more value. And Virtual Bacon, Des, I'm not sure if you're building anything or not, but if you are. Congratulations. I just don't know about it. But Morales, for example, what Ivan's building is insane. Like most Web3, and I'm kicking myself still to this day. And I think Ivan asked me in a bear market, I had the opportunity to invest in Morales' first round, and I didn't do it. It was an equity play. But anyway, it doesn't matter. That the fact is that Ivan is building one of the most important pieces of back-end architecture in the Web3 space. Also, not to mention that, but also now a consumer facing app, Morales Money. I've been just testing it out. I'm gonna start using it more, start sharing on the show. But man, no, it's phenomenal. And that's why, and Ivan is a developer with a background. And that's why Ivan was the first channel, I think. Well, there's people before Ivan that were like, that aren't here anymore, but really like Ivan was one of the first channels I started watching and still watch pretty much every single day. So yeah, super happy to have you on board, man. And, and yeah, just excited for this bull run.
The same. And thanks for the kind words. And yeah, again, big congrats. Looking forward to this. And yeah, all of you guys who are watching, you guys should know that there's a lot of work here behind this. A lot. And also, like you said, it's not like Kyle is not bullshitting when he says that he loves tokenomics. You know, sometimes people say, you know, I love tokenomics, you know, I love this, and it's like it's their second week. I remember maybe in 2019 in some we were doing breakfast in some hotel somewhere. I don't even remember where. It was on some conference. And you were speaking about freaking tokenomics already done and saying how, and like you linked me some tokenomics course or something. So yeah, this guy has been thinking about it a lot. But listen, Kyle, I gotta go. I'm just here for this 1 minute quickly. And yeah, we're going to be in touch.
Thanks for popping in, brother. Take care. Have a good night.
See you. Bye.
Bye. Okay, guys, any other questions? Any other questions? So let's see. Ferdy, did you see any else? If you do see any more, put them through. This is why I wanted to do live, guys. I wanted to give you guys an opportunity to ask any questions. Thank you. Shots by KH. Is that KH? KH? I don't know. Is it KH? If it is, what up, brother? Kyle, why we not 100,000 BTC? You said was going to the moon after ETF, bruh. I said we're still after the ETF. I didn't say it was a pumping God candle to $100,000 the day after ETF. Just wait. These guys have to go buy. It's a slow process. Like remember, now we're working at the speed of traditional finance. So these guys still have to like do things like wire money through ACH, which takes like 3 to 7 days, right? And then like they have to get on the phone, and then they have to go. And remember, a lot of these people, a lot of these guys don't have any balls, right? And like they have to go ask their wife for permission to invest in Bitcoin, right? So like the sales process is going to take a while, but believe me, there's going to be insane flows. I still have my long open on Bitcoin. I'm not going to close it. Like I don't think that we're getting any. KH, brother, I love you, man. KH's story is incredible. He was a community member that's he's from South Africa, and I've actually got like a huge respect now for South Africans. There's a lot in my life. The two people that helped me produce this show are South African. Ran and his whole crew. Sheldon came out here for his bachelor party recently, and I met him and all his friends. Amazing people that just are really, really, really good people. What the fuck? I wanted to. 1 second here. Khalid, I don't know. I was going to send you the link to bring you up on board, but I don't know. I wanted you to share some with people about Khalid, I'm going to post it in the MV Core group, so maybe you can come on if you want to tell people what you're excited about with Paid, and then maybe just a quick note about your journey or something. But yeah, guys. So any other questions here? I'm very excited. So how to invest in Gunzilla. We will release these kind of things, guys, quite soon. The URL for the website is the same. This is not true. Every 75,000 paid gives you addition. This is not true. 75,000 paid tokens staked is just giving you access to early access, which means that you get 24 to 48 hours before everybody else to to take your time to go and participate in these offerings. That's all about, like, it's not $75,000 per allocation or anything like that. It's just early access. That's literally it, right? And a lot of people appreciate that. But remember, guys, it's not just for the IDOs. You're getting airdrops. So yeah, you guys saw, I haven't, my new ones haven't come in yet. So I just ripped off this, these things are totally falling apart. Bear market headphones. Guys who are asking questions, you're gonna have to watch from the beginning. Like, what are the staking tiers? Like, I went over this already. So, and there's good questions. Like, what are the latest House of DAO? Just so you know, like, this is not really paid related. So I'm going to just know that House of DAO is my passion project, and it's like literally what I strive to become extremely wealthy, because House of DAO is a vision that's so big that I don't feel like I'm not sure if I can find the investors that are going to invest in such an ambitious project. I know it's going to be the most amazing place in the planet. But I also know that I have to have the time to allocate to people at House of DAO. So that is going to, like, when I kind of retire, when paid becomes decentralized and there's tens of millions of people using it around the world, when Commonwealth becomes decentralized and there's tens of millions of people using it around the world, you know, at this point, I will still do this YouTube channel. I will still have a voice, but we will be, my girlfriend and I will be building a community, House of DAO, and would love to have all you guys there. And remember, my goal on this channel, guys, is to help you guys change your life. And this is why the products that we're building, literally Paid Network and Commonwealth, are made to help you generate wealth and life-changing gains. Like, that is what we're building. We're building the easiest and best ways to participate in crypto, and with the least risk. Okay, any more questions? I'm asking, I think Ferdy fell asleep backstage or something like that. Any plans list on sex, make it easier by paid? Yes. So, okay, so guys, I don't know if so it's funny. Okay, so this exchange that I'm very close with, you guys can probably guess because I talk about them in almost every video. Discussions are happening. They want to know that there's going to be a big inbound of people to go do it. I'm tempted to tell you guys to go out, and I'll go all tweet them, but I don't think it's necessary. And then we have another exchange. So that one's probably going to be first. Hopefully it's next week. I can't tell you guys anything for sure, but it's a big one. And then the next week after, there's another exchange listing coming. And then I have a feeling with how much traction and volume that this will be a year of, but I don't want to do all the exchanges, right? I just want to be on the best ones, right? Binance, Coinbase, Kraken, Bybit. You know, I don't need to be on MEXC and Gate and you know, all these other things, right? So yeah, of course, that's definitely coming. It's very, very important, and very, very soon those are going to happen. Of course, you guys, we have so many announcements of things that I haven't been able to talk about with you today. There's more things that are coming that are going to be fun to do, that are going to give you stuff to do that's going to remove circulating supply. Like it's a fun roadmap. Do we need to pay 2% to stake for the first time? Yes. Every time that you stake or unstake, and remember, you can do it as much as you want, it's 2%. So if you stake 100 tokens, 2% of them go to the community fund. That's how the community fund gets. So remember, the most important thing about this is that anytime that there's a fee or anything involved, it's not like it's going into our pockets, KH or me or Dane or anyone from the team, right? It's going back into putting that to work within the token ecosystem, right? So you want this to happen. Because remember, if you think about it, if you watch this video again, or you go read the wiki, everything is designed to recycle through a circular token economy, generate more value, create more value, more buy pressure, more. It's a cycle. It's a circular economy that just is self-perpetual, and everything generates revenue and value. And as that grows, it grows bigger and bigger and bigger and bigger and bigger and bigger and bigger, right? Just like if you're running a country, a nation, an economy, you want to do. And so that's why it took us so long to figure out this model. And we've had tons of conversations, extremely aggressive conversations with each other, arguing about the economic models and what was best and how do we solve this problem? How do we solve that problem? And this is why I'm confident that, I just don't think other people are putting this much attention into the entire big picture, right? At all. Like this is something that is extremely innovative, and I'm excited to be part of it. So, guys, I think I'm gonna wrap that up here, because I feel like I'm just babbling now, right? But what I want to do is I will have I'll do another live stream soon, maybe next week or something. Go make sure that you're following. Okay, here, this is very, very important here. Very, 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 very important. Let me just share a screen real quick. Okay, so make sure, because you're gonna have, because we have a big airdrop coming up also, by the way, guys. So you have to follow us on X. So make sure that you're going to, so paid network, guys. Let's see. This following should 10x. Okay, 10x. Go tell all your friends. Remember that we're now, as a Launchpad, we're a family. We're all in this together. The more people we bring in, the more money we raise, the more that the token economy sees value from that. But the point is you must be following Paid Network. Go join them in the Telegram community as well. You can get all the links. This is the Telegram community here. And there is an airdrop coming. And so you guys want to be paying attention, and you have to be following on Paid to get all the updates and latest announcements. Also, of course, if you're not following me, go ahead and follow me on X as well. I'm going to be talking about everything that Paid, what we're doing at Paid. And yeah, there's a lot more announcements coming up very, very, very soon. For that's going to wrap it up today, guys. I will catch you guys on the video tomorrow where we talk about, today's, no, it's Friday because it's past midnight here. But yeah, tomorrow we're doing an ETH rotation and some of the best ETH altcoins. So I'll catch you guys in the next one. See you later. Bye-bye.